Cool. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another SellerAmp Seller Hour.
What's good, everybody?
4 p.m. Eastern.
Hello.
Yep. We got a very special guest that a lot of you guys are probably familiar with. But if you're not, this is our friend Jazz.
Hello,
She's been crushing the game, doing a lot of retail arbitrage, that kind of stuff. Just kind of hustling, sending out a little bit of wholesale pallet stuff like that recently. She's been crushing the game. So if you guys already know Jazz, drop a W in chat, that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
We're just going to be hanging out here answering questions. And yeah,
Yep.
excited to hang out with you guys.
So Jazz, how'd you get into Amazon stuff? Because we should have you on Bobbox Bandits too, but we don't really know your backstory or anything. So like fill everyone in on, when'd you get started? Why'd you get started? Like what's selling on Amazon done for you?
Honestly, so I decided to start selling on Amazon just because I feel like it's a really beginner-friendly business. I didn't really know too much. I was 19 years old looking into it. I was looking into other business models as well, but I eventually looked into Amazon FBA and just started learning through free YouTube videos. I've watched both of your YouTube videos before. So I started watching free YouTube videos. I also invested in a course and I just took off from there. I started in January 2023, and I decided to make sure to learn the business model before because I was really stingy with my money. I didn't want to lose any money, so I wanted to make sure.
Feel that. Yeah.
So I just decided to, actually dive into it. At the same time, I was looking into Amazon FBA. I was working 2 jobs. I was working at Cracker Barrel as a server, and then I was also doing another part-time job at Ulta, the makeup store.
I think Rakin has the same story. I think Steve Rakin was also working at Cracker Barrel. Yeah.
Oh,
So if you work at Cracker Barrel, you might be destined to be a great Amazon seller.
True. But yeah, so it wasn't really cutting it. The Ulta, I got paid like $12 an hour, and Cracker Barrel, they don't serve at all. Like they don't tip the servers. So it wasn't really cutting it as much. So I just decided to, and I was also doing Instacart at the time too. Instacart and DoorDash. So I was doing it all. So after my first month selling on Amazon, I hit like 1K sales, 200 profit, 700 revenue because I spent 500. And I was like, okay, this is actually real. I honestly thought that I wouldn't be making any money the first month just because I'm just like, okay, it's the first business I've ever started. So I know that I'm not going to be profitable. But with this business, it's so possible to be profitable because you're just reselling established brands. So after the first or second month, I decided to quit Ulta so then I can have a little more time to myself. And then I kept going with that. And then eventually the 5th month of me selling on Amazon, I hit 10K in sales, and it was like 4K profit, 3K profit, 7K revenue. And the 6th month, I decided to quit Cracker Barrel. And then I stopped Instacart. I started all of that. And then along my journey, I was just documenting the whole process, giving out free tutorials, just like how you guys did as well. And yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I was doing mainly retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, and this year I transitioned into a little bit of wholesale. I'm still doing a lot of RA and recently a lot of OA as well, just because of Q4. But yeah, so that's cool.
I was seeing a lot of love in chat too.
Yeah,
seeing a lot of W's, that kind of stuff. Yeah. That's awesome. So full time in like 6 months is awesome to see. Yeah. And then probably a lot. So if you guys have any questions about online arbitrage, retail arbitrage, all this kind of stuff, and let us know. And then Jazz, what was one of the biggest things like in those early days? When did it kind of start to click for you, right? Because a lot of people that are watching, they're probably in that phase where it's like it feels impossible. I'm trying to find my first, 5th, 10th item kind of thing.
Yeah, honestly, I think with the retail arbitrage, like you find so much success so quickly because my main store was Walmart, and I was going in there after every job or before every job, just anytime I had time to myself. So I feel like with finding the brand name products that I did find at Walmart, the clearance sections were the best for me. Of course, that's without a doubt. So I started looking into that, and I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like to me it was easy. I guess I'm a fast learner, as well as I'm not easily discouraged. And that's the thing with a lot of others. A lot of people get discouraged, and with all the ungating and restrictions nowadays, it's really hard to like actually not to get discouraged with Amazon FBA in the beginning. But that's what I tell everyone all the time. Like, if you're getting discouraged with like the whole ungating process, then you may have to look into something else because there's so much more with this business that you are going to go through. So ungating is definitely not one of the end all be all type.
Sweet. And then as well too, so we're about to get in the Q&A session too. So any questions y'all got, you let us know. And then Jazz, where can people follow you on all the social media platforms as well?
So honestly, I just have Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and they're all at Jazz Hustles, JASHUSTLES. keep in mind there's a lot of fake TikTok accounts as well.
Yeah,
we get those too. Yeah.
I hate
misspell it. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's no underscore, there's no number, no periods. It's just Jazz Hustle.
Very nice.
At the end. So
So I'm initially seeing a couple people asking about like the ungating process there. So do you want to give a quick rundown on like how people can actually get ungated?
Yeah, sure. So with ungating, it's a really simple process. It's just a little tedious just because the Amazon team members are not like the best. Like Amazon really hires random people that, like anytime you go on support, they're at home on their computers, their Wi-Fi, their service is horrible because they're all like overseas. But basically it's just buying 10 units of a brand to get ungated in either a brand or a certain category from a authorized distributor or a well-known store. So I use Target for like all of my ungated.
Target's been great lately. Yeah.
Target has been fire. And a lot of people, when they are ordering from Target, they see like the max limit of 5, of 2, and you just gotta tell like you can provide multiple invoices, multiple files, so that there's nothing stopping you there. You easily get it shipped to your house. You have to get it shipped. You can't just go in store just because you have to have an invoice with your physical address, the one that's matching on your Amazon account. And you simply just get it delivered to you. And you have to make sure that that product that you are buying, the 10 units of for that brand, first of all, make sure that it's not restricted, because I know a lot of people have been saying that they bought 10 units and they can't even open the application. Before ungating anything, guys, you guys have to make sure it's not restricted for you. And that's one step that you have to take. And that's one step I didn't take before because they weren't really restricting people as much at the time when I started. But it's not the end of the world when it comes to restrictions. So usually just provide the invoice, open up the selling application, and you get approved. They are going to deny you thousands of times, but they're really just,
you're probably going crazy if you're getting thousands, but it's totally normal to get a couple for sure.
No. People have told me that they have applied 20 times and then their 25th time.
It seems kind of random sometimes, unfortunately.
Exactly.
So it's one of those, sometimes they can smell your fear too. We like to say,
that's
like,
so true.
If you just confidently like, I'm going to sell this, like that type of person tends to get it a lot sooner.
Exactly. Sure.
Yeah. Sweet. I saw another good question. Somebody's asking about what's your opinion on sourcing certain niches? So like if you have any like personal interests, that can be great to start with. So like you're working at the makeup store, you probably knew a little bit more about like good brands to sell, that kind of stuff. If you're whoever's asking, you got like a car in your profile, if you know like good automotive brands and that kind of stuff that you can start slinging, maybe like some websites where you can get it cheap, that kind of stuff. Generally just kind of buy and sell good data though, and dive into storefronts of other sellers if you're asking that. Kind of just see what they're already on.
Got you. Yeah, just sent out some FBM legit 10 minutes ago. You feel me? That's what I'm talking about right there. That's what I'm talking about here as well here too. I sell branded lipsticks through FBA. I got a few returns that were open and used by the customer. What do we do in this case? Take a loss because Amazon charges these kind of bad customers. Yes, if they're FBA, then you open a claim when they come back to you. And if they're FBM, you charge a big restocking fee for that. With FBM season coming up, that's going to be a big thing because obviously like getting into November, December, it's the main times of the year for FBMing products because demand is so high. You don't really have time for stuff to check into FBA always, so you might as well just sell it quick FBM because of that demand increase basically. So that's what you guys will do for that here. And keep fire away on the questions, y'all. Let's get caught up here.
How much are you still doing any FBM at all, Jazz? Or are you all FBA these days?
Oh yeah, I don't.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
I just recently did FBM for some Oreos. I don't want to say the flavor because I don't know if anyone's selling. But I recently did it just to try it out, just because I was like, I saw the potential in these Oreos, and I lost some shipping again. But I know how shipping works with FBM. I just don't like the business model. I know there's gonna be a lot of people who are gonna be like FBM, but I'm pro FBA.
That's the whole point of doing this, though, is to have the choice, though. You build the scale, right? So you can choose where you want to allocate your time, but you've put in a bunch of hard work up front to get that time here. And you helped Ashley here with the FN SKUs right there. Yep, shout out to Ashley right there. That's hooking up with the FN SKUs right there.
Yes.
Cool. I am just starting. Okay, let's each give our number one beginner tip for new sellers. My number one beginner tip for new sellers is be super active in the community, right? Join our Facebook group. Join our Discord group. They're both linked in the description. Those are free communities where you can find other Amazon sellers to build with. In the chat today, you can find other Amazon sellers to build with, on social media as well, because you probably don't know anyone that sells on Amazon right now, and you are the average of the 5 Amazon sellers you talk to the most. And if you're talking to no Amazon sellers, it's a lot more difficult. So that's my number one tip, is to be really active in the community. Join the Facebook group, join the Discord. They're linked in the description, and that'll help you guys, find community with the stuff. It's gonna make it a lot less lonely, a lot more profitable, a lot more fun, and you'll avoid a lot of mistakes.
That's a great tip.
What was the most important thing early on for you, Jazz?
Important thing earlier on, honestly, just investing time. Like, I feel like a lot of people think that they can just set and forget Amazon FBA and just the whole business model. They quickly find a product, send it out, and just forget about it. Probably don't source for the next few days. I feel like with investing time into this, like, you're going to definitely see way more success. And that's with every other business, of course.
Yeah, it's very front loaded. Yeah.
Yes,
Super
exactly.
front loaded.
It's really, honestly, it's not as passive as people make it seem, but eventually along the way, like, you can start outsourcing things, so then it can be a passive business for you. But in the beginning, you are going to want to just do everything yourself. I feel like a lot of people, they are trying to just outsource everything in the beginning and not even knowing how to do it themselves. So I feel like just making sure that you're investing a lot of your own time into the business rather than outsourcing everything in the beginning.
Yeah, that, and just every time you look at an item, it gets easier to know next time you see a similar item, the same item again, you can start restocking stuff. Yeah, it's just it's super front loaded. The thing I would say is, since you're here on the YouTube chat, I'm assuming you've probably consumed a good amount of free info. So don't get stuck on the rabbit hole of just continually consuming free info. It's great. You probably know what to do, but it's not going to make sense. Like, if you're really afraid of losing money, like we're talking about, you can always just pretend you buy an item, check the price a week later, 2 weeks later, see if you would have made money, right? If you're super broke and you can't afford to lose $100, then yeah, go for that, right? But don't get stuck just watching a bunch of YouTube videos and be like, oh, I'll try it tomorrow over and over again.
Yeah, that is a great tip. I feel like the main thing with a lot of people just going based off of free content, like, it is great. All of our content is great, but at the same time, it's like you're hearing different things from many different people, and certain people do stuff differently. Certain people use different softwares differently. So it's like you're honestly going to get really confused if you're not just focused on just one person.
Yeah. That's a fact right there. Cool. Just found you on TikTok. Amazing. Let's go. WJass. Yes, sir. Absolutely right here. Been following Jazz for a while. Sounds good. Ooh, creating bundles. Not a huge fan of creating bundles, but a super huge fan of selling on bundle listings, especially where there's like a 1-pack and there's a 2-pack as well. That's a huge tip for RA. We recently added the AI image search on the SellerAmp app. So now you can look at a product and it's going to pop up if there's bundles or not. So that's a huge tip with FBM and Q4 with Q4 being up for FBM. If you have 10 Gatorades, for example, you can list on the Gatorade 2-pack and the Gatorade 1-pack at the same time FBM with the stock split up, and that's a great way to reduce your risk. Right there. So not a huge fan of creating bundles either. You guys have experience by that. Definitely a fan of selling bundles.
Yeah. You gotta be careful with the new bundling policies too, Lena. Like you see a lot of those bundles where someone puts like a business card or a pen or something like that with the product that people are actually buying, and then they're calling that a bundle. Those are not allowed anymore. But yeah, selling like the 2-packs, the 3-packs, those are great though.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of people have been really scared with the whole bundle policy. A lot of people are thinking that they just can't sell any bundles just at all in general. But you have to remember, they're not restricting just bundles in general. They're restricting those type of listings, listings that were created by sellers, stuff that is like a bonus, like a pen or whatever. Those are the ones that we can't list. And I never even list those anyway. So I'm never worried about that. But a lot of people come to me, you can't sell bundles anymore. I'm like,
yeah, it's a little confusing.
Yeah.
The new rules, it's got to be the same manufacturer. So just stick to the same brands and stuff.
Yep. Yeah. Shout out Allison right there. Cool. All right, sweet. So let's do a little rapid fire here as well. Let's do a little rapid fire action. Okay, please explain ROI. Warner, what's ROI?
Very simple. Also, just pop open a little Google on that.
Yeah, a little Google search.
Yeah, if you spend $1 and make 30 cents profit, that's 30% ROI, and that's kind of the minimum.
Yeah, right there. I don't know why they changed the date on Ungating. Just submit the recent dates. You'll be fine. I've seen that work a bunch of times on that. What happens if we get declined for an Ungating? Resubmit, and overall, as you get more purchase information, add it into your application, right? So as you get a shipping email, a delivery email, once you get the product in hand, add that. And it just overwhelm Amazon with info and make it as easy as possible for them to say yes, basically.
Yep. Tammy was asking, should you automatically add $5 to your order for fees? No, Tammy, that's where you want to use SellerAmp, right? So like when you go and use the actual fee calculator, punch in like your cost, and then obviously SellerAmp will calculate like your referral fees and all that other stuff. That's why you want to use that.
Oh, yeah. Is it a good idea to start FBA in the fourth quarter? Absolutely. Just because, like, the best time to plant a tree was 5 years ago. The second best time is today. Like, if you start today and then in January, you're 2 months in, you're going to be so much better off if in January, compared to if in January you were 0 months in, for example. So, yeah, 100%. Yeah. And we're here to help, too. Like, any questions y'all got, you let us know here, too. Okay. So how can I find good sellers on Amazon? There's a couple ways we can go ahead and do that, right?
Yeah. How are you digging, Jazz?
Yeah.
How can I get a list of good sellers?
Just like how you find stuff that sells.
Items. Yeah. Or good sellers for that matter too. Like
I was about to say, okay, so I guess the best sellers page, but that one mainly is for like people who are just
buying stuff.
Honestly, honestly, it's really not like too crazy. I know a lot of people try and source the bestsellers page, but Amazon is usually on all those listings. How to find good listings, I guess good products in general. Honestly, I like RA and it's less technical. It really just depends on what business model you're doing. With RA, you just simply walk into a store, automatically first look into the clearance sections of everything. With OA, I really love the storefront stocking method, especially storefront stocking people like, I don't know, on the SellerAmp story, I think yesterday there was a great tip on storefront stocking sellers that sold at its highest peak in Q4, like a certain product, and storefront stocking. I've actually been doing that recently.
Yeah. Because those are the smartest sellers that were on it last year, and they probably got some good product ideas this year. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, here we go, guys. Okay, y'all want some auto Ungate brands? Give me a 1 in the chat, and I'll list out some auto Ungate brands for you guys too. I also realize that's going to destroy the chat for questions here too. But give me a couple ones here, and then we'll keep going with the rapid fire Q&A here as well.
Yeah, well, we got a whole bunch of questions. So let's just go down the list, and we'll just alternate on these questions then.
Cool.
So just keep going down there.
Sounds good. Yep. John's 100% right on that. Yep. John's 100% right on that. 100% you can charge clothing restocking fees. Yeah. Right there. Ooh, this is a good one. What do you guys think of this? So for beauty and vitamins, primarily grocery products that can't be returned, how do you guys think about lower ROIs and that kind of stuff?
Honestly, I like 25% ROI. Stay around that range.
Yeah, especially
if you have volume for the product, like if you're doing wholesale for something that has low return rates, then 20%.
Yep. Yeah, and if it's really stable too, as well. Yeah. So a really important thing sourcing wise is you don't find items that are good, you make them good. Very rarely is a product going to be $12 on Walmart and 30 on Amazon and nice and profitable. Typically it's going to be like going for $35 and you buy it for 20, which is not quite profitable, but there's a 20% Halloween sale going on. And on Card Bear, there's a 7% discounted gift card. That's really helpful too. And maybe that retailer takes your tax exempt permit online or in store, right there. And there's tips and tricks like crazy, right? There's lots of rewards programs that can help you get stuff cheaper as well. So it's really important that you don't find stuff good, you make it good. And if other people are selling it, that means they found it profitably. And if they found it profitably, so can you, is the way I think about it.
Yeah. You want to drop some of those auto Ungate brands you were talking about there?
Boom. Yeah. Stafford, 32 Degrees is really good. These are just easy ones to get the ball rolling for you guys, right? Stafford, 32 Degrees, Athletic Works, Standard Process. And I'm not even saying those are necessarily good ones to sell. There are good sellers in those brands, but that'll just show you if you go and list those items, you'll see that you can hit apply to sell and then request approval, and it'll let you list it immediately. And then you can use SellerAmp and go to those listings and storefront stock to find other small brands you've most likely never heard of, a lot of which are going to be automatic approval right there.
Yeah. If they're selling one auto Ungate brand, their store probably has at least 1 or 2 more you guys can dive on as well.
Yep. Okay. Low capital here. So I've been there. If you have less than $500, it's time to make a flyer for free used books and post it everywhere you can on the internet and sell your old stuff.
We both been on that grind. Yeah. Go hit the thrift store, like look at old electronics, used books, that kind of stuff. RAOA is great once you have like $1,000, $2,000 or more.
Yeah. Also investing or utilizing business credit too. Or any, honestly, I started off with my personal credit card just because I had LLC at the time. So
boom, makes sense. Is FBM toys the way to go for Christmas? FBM everything, man. Volume increase across the board. anything giftable, sporting goods, shoes, clothing, toys, seasonal grocery. Yeah, for sure. All that stuff. Yeah.
Especially starting here in a couple weeks, Amazon will get clogged up and their warehouses will get too busy, and so a lot more listings will be FBM friendly. Right now, there'll be a lot of FBA friendly listings, but all that's going to start picking up. So just kind of be on the lookout for those.
Yeah, 100% here. Ooh, love this one too. Yeah, Jas, you got any tips and tricks for this kind of stuff? That's a really, really good question there.
Yeah, so I've honestly, like, since I started selling Nike in the beginning of the year, I don't sell much Nike as much anymore. But in the beginning of the year, I did have a little bit of relationships with the store manager. There was a few store managers in the Nike outlet that I was going to all the time. Me and my boyfriend were always going to that outlet like every morning before they open. Like, they literally open at 11. We're right at the doors at 11. So honestly, you just have to like start letting them know that you're reselling. And with Nike outlets, like, or just honestly any store, like, most stores are going to have a good amount of resellers. Not every store, but like outlets really. So they already know. You don't really have to hide that you're a reseller. If some employee asks you, what are you doing? Like, you can do it. Like, you can scam products and just make it known that you're a reseller. And honestly, I feel like with the managers, they're really just trying to get rid of the product. And they're trying to make their money too. Sometimes they'll give us discounts, which is crazy discounts. But I feel like the only time I had like actual relationships is with the Nike outlets.
Gotcha.
Yeah, just be nice and don't trash the shelves. If you find a good item, ask if they got any more in the back, and then you can build a lot of relationship off that.
All right, here we go. Really good question. I don't know what settings to input into SellerAmp as an FBM seller. What goes into MISC fee and FBM cost? So if everyone wants a full guide on FBM cost, go to howtofbm.com and scroll to the second page. You'll see a full guideline on that. And this is really important for Q4. So I'm going to show you guys all how to do this right here. So this is very, very important. This is one of the most important things we can tell you guys that a lot of beginners get wrong. For example, so if we go here, we're here on SellerAmp. We got a little streamception right there, right? So for example, we go here. So we pop up SellerAmp here on a product page, right? And a lot of people will look at this item right here and think that these are the FBM numbers. These are the FBA numbers. Let's say we buy this for 13 bucks here, right? This is after shipping, fees, sales tax, everything for FBA, right? Because I have my sales tax in the MISC fee percent, and I have my inbound shipping here. But if I want to FBM this, I do not just subtract the FBM shipping costs here. Instead, that's not right. Instead, I scroll down here and I toggle over to FBM right here, and then I need to plug in something for my FBM shipping cost right here. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to use this guideline right here, right? This is like generally pretty accurate here. And then I'm going to put in and I'm going to put this in the chat for you guys too. So you put in the estimated FBM shipping cost relative to the weight. And then where do you get the weight? You get it from SellerAmp right here, right? So this is 7 ounces, for example. So that's going to be right in like the 550 range in general, right? So I'm going to rock and roll down here, plug that in. And now these are the FBM shipping numbers right here. And we can see FBA, it's a 40% ROI. FBM, it's going to be in the ballpark of a 50% ROI. And that's a huge mistake people make, is that they don't do that correct. So it's not subtract the estimated or subtract the FBM shipping costs. Instead, you need to scroll down, toggle it from FBA to FBM, and then put in that FBM cost right there. So I'm going to put those guidelines in the chat for you guys, but that's really, really important.
For sure. There's a couple questions earlier I want to make sure we get as well. Some days you can't find products, some days you're finding a bunch. Yeah. So that's kind of how it works, right?
Yep.
Like this probably a week or so from now, there'll start to be a bunch of early Black Friday sales, right? Especially with a late Black Friday. We noticed that last year that a bunch of retailers just invent new sales holidays whenever possible.
Thank God.
And so like today is definitely going to be a little bit harder to source than it will be next week, right? That doesn't mean you don't get to not source today. You got to still like learn the ropes and that kind of stuff. But some days there's going to be a ton of opportunity. Other days it's just going to be, kind of learning what's up. You're looking at maybe some auto Ungate brands, just a little bit simpler on those days.
Boom. Do I need to have bought a product to already be ungated? Nope. In a lot of cases, yes. In a lot of cases, no. It just depends if it's asking you to apply for it or not. Right there. Just check the size and weight of a product through SellerAmp. Absolutely. The way you're going to do that is by going right here. Boom, right there. And that way you can see the size and weight right there. So nice and easy. You can do that on the mobile app too. It'll be that same page on the profit calculator right there as well.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Saw a couple people asking about shipping costs as well. We looked at FBM and then FBA. Plug in like 60 to 80 cents per pound on your SellerAmp settings. What have you been seeing recently on your shipments, Jazz?
For
shipping.
For shipping for FBA?
Yeah. What's your per pound rate been recently?
Oh, so honestly, ever since I started using Boxum, it's been super, super cheap. So
Sweet.
I recently, with my last shipment, there was a total of 17 boxes and it weighed a total of 600, almost 700 pounds.
That's a big shipment.
Yes,
Awesome.
I was charged 25 cents per pound. That's the
Whoa.
cheapest.
Dang, okay.
So that's like
awesome.
not
Really,
you to box them. Yeah, but
I use Boxum.
we'll take it.
So
Yeah.
was it a lot of like groceries and like heavier products?
It was a lot of heavy health and household replenishable. And then when I first started using Boxum, it's really just based off of how much you're shipping out to. So I was charged around like 60 cents, 45 cents, but that's also because I'm doing wholesale too. So
nice.
When I was doing arbitrage, I was charged like around 160, 150 per pound.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you'll see it can like that's why we say like 60 to 80. If you guys are doing a lot of like shoes and that kind of stuff, it's closer to $1.
Yeah.
And then obviously like 25 cents a pound is awesome when you're making those heavy shipments.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Cool. Here we go. Another good question here from Kyle. What is the safest route to bring in a VA for OA, but they do not have tools like Keepa, SellerAmp, Amazon Access? The only reason, assuming they're for product research, they would need Amazon Access is to check Ungating for you, which if you're getting a VA, you probably know that Ungating works and don't need someone to check it for you. If you find it properly, you can just ungate it that way. You'll just get new SellerAmp and Keepa logins for them on that. Yeah. And then guys, oh yeah.
I was just gonna say, like, if you're hiring a VA, you got to be comfortable sharing a $20 a month login with them. Like, if they're gonna be working for you, then you probably got to get over that little mental hurdle there.
Also, too, guys, as well, make sure you tap in with our Facebook group. It's completely free. It's linked in the description right there. We just hit 7,000 Amazon sellers in there. You guys should check that out. There's your boys right there. We're gonna get a. Right. Oh my gosh, we got another one right there too. Yeah, you see, you post your questions in here and just interact with other Amazon sellers here too. And then we also have a free Discord you can join as well. Both of those are linked in the description right there if you guys want. And yeah, we'll keep moving.
Jazz, you have a free community too, right?
I don't have a free community, but it is like $55 a month.
Okay. Cool. I didn't know if you had a free Discord, but yeah, cool.
Yeah, we do like weekly calls, kind of like live.
Sure. Is it possible to source a Dollar General? Oh, dude, hell yeah, man. Anywhere there's discounted products, man. Yeah, for sure. Any tips on Nike outlet sourcing? Oh man, here we go. Okay. Get your reseller certificate. Some outlets will take it, some won't. Oftentimes, I don't know if it's still that way, but for a while there was a 15% email sign-up code. Is that still around, Jess? Probably, right?
I believe so. I used it before.
Oh yeah.
And that was recent. Well,
right.
Yeah, this year.
Sure. So that, and then you can buy discounted gift cards online and give the checkout person the gift card numbers. I've done that in the past as well. And getting to know other sellers nationwide, crushing the same stores is a really good idea too. It's like a huge pro tip. Makes it way easier as well. Let's see. So tax exempt discounted gift cards, ideally go between Thursday and Sunday. That's when I've seen the best discounts. I don't know if it was outlet specific, but my store said that's when they put new stuff out is Thursdays. I would talk to employees. And yeah, that's like pretty much it. Like discounted gift cards, tax exempt if they'll take it. Bring multiple bodies. That's the best reseller term is bodies for additional people to get around the limits as well. And getting to know other sellers nationwide, hitting the same opportunities is really helpful too. And getting to know employees as well.
For sure. Somebody's asking if you can have your friends buy from your store to boost seller reviews. Do not do that. They can probably trace it back to you. It's technically against TOS. Plus, like as far as storefront reviews, once you have one, it really doesn't change too much at all. You might see a little bit of a boost once you get that first one, but yeah, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. Yep. FBM shipping supplies. Yeah. Poly mailers. I actually got them right here. So poly mailers from Amazon, 9x12 and 12x15 are going to fit most things. For example, you want to get some free labels from UPS. These are not the free ones, actually. These are just different ones, but you can get them free from UPS. And then boxes from Uline or Walmart in like the 12x10x8, 15x12x10 range, anything like that. Yeah.
Yep. How do you price your items? Yeah, just generally like at or slightly above the buy box. Do you have any insight there, Jazz? Like what goes into your thought process?
Yeah, so in the beginning, whenever I am sourcing for a product and I end up buying it, but I don't have it shipped out to Amazon yet, I put it at its like I put it pretty high. I put it probably like $5, maybe a little more, maybe a little less over the buy box right now, just because it's not shipped in yet. And it also just depends on the pricing, on what is going on with the product using the PIPA. So after it's actually checked in, I still don't lower my price. I wait till it's actually like fully checked in, like my shipping is cheaper and all that, because I feel like there's no point in having your price super cheap, like matching the buy box price, if your shipping is like 2 weeks from now. So honestly, that's how I do it.
Yeah. Because sometimes you'll list an item, especially this time of year. You put it at the buy box. By the time it checks in, everybody else is sold out, and you could have squeezed some more profit out of it.
Yes, exactly. That's the main reason why. And most times I sell it at the higher price. So.
Yeah, that's why we added auto list higher above on Boxum, right? So you can automatically list 15% above, 20% of buy box. Make it easier. For Boxum, can I open an account as an individual, or do I need an LLC? You can do either. Yeah, either right there. Cost of shipping for FBM, go to howtofbm.com. That's a really, really helpful guide. That it's free. It's just a Google Doc that shows you exactly what you need to do.
Yeah.
For that.
There's an interesting hint here. So somebody started a year ago. They made 30K in sales. Great. Glad you made some sales. How do you grow into more? So the first, to $5,000 to $10,000 is the hard part. You've done the part that feels like rocket science, where you find the first products and you make the shipments and all that kind of stuff, right? Now you just need to, what similar opportunities can you dive into based on that? Who else can you talk to that's selling that same kind of, the same categories, that kind of stuff we've been talking about, right? So you can interact with people in free groups, all that. And yeah, it's just doing more of what's already working, basically, because you probably have a retailer or an online website that you like to source from. So now it's just kind of expanding on that. So for you guys, what was the thing that took you from that, the $5,000-$10,000 months to making pretty good numbers?
Oh, me first.
You got it. Yeah.
Okay. So I think with me, I basically did kind of like what you're saying right now, because I was always stuck in like the 5, 10. And then eventually when I started looking into doing more, I think it was RA at the time, I started like looking into, and that's the same thing too. While I was stuck in that range, my boyfriend actually decided to start selling on Amazon too. So I was teaching him through that process. And I think having someone that is also sourcing for you is just like a big boost, because 2 people can do so much more than 1. So I think just having a partner to also source with you was the main thing for me, because right when he started, we started like making like actually crazy money. So
yeah, that's completely agree. Warner and I were each doing like 20 to 30K a month for like a couple months in a row back in the day. And then we met, and 6 months later we combined for like $500,000 in 1 month in like our 2 separate operations, like close to that. Yeah. So one of the smartest things you guys can do is just get around as many other sellers as possible. Like literally in the chat, like if you're looking for other sellers to work with, drop your Discord or drop any social media pages you have in the chat, or just introduce yourself, right? Like you want to take up space in the Amazon community so that opportunities find you, and opportunities are in the form of other people, right? I think it's so powerful to use the free tools you have available, right? To meet other people and solve problems together. And that makes it a lot more fun and everything too. Like Warren and I literally hadn't even met each other for like 4 months, and we had made a bunch of money together basically. So like one of the smartest things you can do is go follow Warner on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Go follow me on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Jazz on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all these platforms. And then go to the recommended accounts and follow all of those too. You want to soak up as much free game as you can. And this doesn't cost any money.
Yeah. Turn the TikTok doom scroll into 5 or 10 minutes a day scrolling through Amazon info, right? Yeah.
For free. Literally, right? For free, right? Yeah. Okay. Y'all dropping a bunch in the chat. I'll drop my location too. So I'm in Miami. Yeah. I'm in Miami, but from Pennsylvania. Yeah. Like drop your location in the chat. Yeah. So Colette's in Vegas, for example. Brad, who's also in the chat here, he's from Vegas as well, right? Yeah. North Carolina. Our friend Corey's there too, as well. Yeah. So yeah, whatever questions y'all got, appreciate you guys tapping in too as well. We're doing this every Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern. Right, boom. Yeah, see, we got boom. There we go. Another Miami, Tampa here. No, a bunch of good sellers in Tampa. Right. Something I learned this week is that I knew Florida, but Texas is also sales tax exempt in vitamins.
Yep. AP
Yeah.
was talking to the fake me on TikTok. That's all right.
Oh,
You're here now. We're talking.
God.
I have seen some unfortunate screenshots of like whole conversations. Like what? Like.
You do hate to see it, man. You
Yeah.
really do hate to see it. Yeah. So like what you guys should do, like, so a ton of y'all dropping your locations in the chat. Also just go online and just follow all our accounts, YouTube, all of that. Join our Facebook group, right? Join the Discord in the link in the description, and just immerse yourself in the Amazon community, right? All of it costs no money. That's the nice thing, is we're here to help, right? We're very financially incentivized to help you guys get good at selling on Amazon, obviously through SellerAmp and everything. So whatever questions y'all got, you let us know, and let's build this thing up. We got about 6 weeks till the peak of Q4, and about 4 weeks till things get really, really easy. So we got a lot of good prep time right now, and whatever questions y'all got, you let us know. Okay, so we got some serious.
And Brad's doing it right, so
on
he's saying
chat.
where he's at and dropping an at. So if you
Brad's
just kind of I'm sure he's just kind of documenting what he's up to on as far as Amazon goes. So it's a good idea if you guys make a little burner Instagram account where you just post the boxes, that kind of stuff. That way, when you're trying to make friends, you can plug that instead of just kind of where you're at right now.
Yeah, Delaware tax-free right there. Absolutely.
Big advantage.
Huge advantage there. Yeah.
Um,
Right. And you need good people in your life. And you probably would have found them in whatever you've been doing the past 10 years, whatever, right? We can guarantee that there's cool, make money online people on social media. You got to go find them. They're in our Facebook group. That's free. They're in our Discord. That's free. Right. Chicago sounds good.
Let's hit another nice little lightning round here. We got 5 or 10 minutes of questions to catch up on. Yeah, so somebody's asking, if you're doing OA and you see a negative max cost, how are you supposed to profit? You probably don't. That seller is probably not making money on that. Or your settings have a really high ideal profit, but more than likely it's just like a cheap item that probably not any profit left on.
Yeah, or if you have $3 minimum profit, but you're making $2 and you're spending $1.50, that's probably an item you still want to do, for example. Facebook group, yeah, check the link in the description. I'll put it in the chat too. Yeah, you guys should all join our Facebook group too.
Yep. How do you find suppliers and wholesalers? Start locally. Just because a big misconception I had when I started getting into wholesale is that you should just call the biggest companies and hello, Procter & Gamble, can I buy some product, right? But you end up getting cheaper pricing if you just call the mom and pop distributor down the road. Obviously make sure they're legit, that kind of stuff. But since you have very cheap shipping and they probably don't have a huge marketing budget, all that kind of stuff, a lot of times they have the best prices, which is something that was something that surprised me when I got into wholesale. So just whatever your city is, right? The grocery distributor Houston, go down the list and expand out from there.
Yeah, boom. Couple of y'all dropping in there with Q4 and FC slowness. Do you advise selling vitamins and supplements by FBM only? If the listings are telling you to, yeah. The big thing is if you the big thing is you should FBM something if other people are, most likely, right? You probably can't FBM something just from a buy box distribution perspective if other people aren't FBMing that item.
Yeah. How does account level reserve work? Yeah. So Lily, every 2 weeks you get paid by Amazon basically, and you'll get paid for the sales that you made 2 to 4 weeks ago. And then the previous 2 weeks Amazon will keep in case there's returns, anything like that. And then they'll keep rolling like that basically. When's it too late to send to the warehouse? In a couple weeks, if you need to sell it during December, I'll still be sending a good amount of shipments through the end of November personally.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a good chance if you're asking that question, you should be FBMing because there's a very good chance that your listings are already FBM friendly too. You threw in my face. Appreciate you, Teresa. Appreciate you. I'm finding that Amazon is owning buy box on a lot of products from OA. Am I doing something wrong? Nope. You're just not looking at enough products and you're looking specifically at brands that Amazon typically carries. Right? All the time as you do storefront stocking, right? Shanice, for example, if you watch any of our online arbitrage videos on the SellerAmp channel, on Warner's, on mine, on Jass's, right? You're going to see winning items Amazon isn't on, and then you can storefront stock off those listings to find other winning products from them.
Yeah. Is it okay to sell a listing as pattern as the seller? Generally, that's a really big seller that has some exclusive contracts. That is a good thought process though. So Jazz, when you're looking at items, what are 2 or 3 things that are immediate red flags that's all right, I can't buy this?
Yeah, honestly, if it's less than 3 sellers and the offer count has always been 1, 2, 3 sellers, that's one main red flag. A lot of IP going on, or maybe private label. Another thing is if it says buy on SellerAmp, let's say it's Dove, product, right? A Dove listing, and it says buy something that is not Dove or the manufacturer. If it's like a random name that says buy, because that means whoever created that listing is unauthorized, then I just wouldn't do that, just because Amazon eventually will take it down, even though there is maybe some history with the product. So that's another red flag. Yeah.
That's a good one. That's as far, you guys might also see like generic, I see like brand generic, that kind of stuff. Yeah. Those are good things to look out for. Somebody was asking, you share whatever you can here, but what kind of process have you been going through to land your distributors recently?
So honestly, I've been working with more local distributors, and that's what everyone like gives tips on in the beginning. Just work with local distributors, and that's what I've been doing. I've literally just been searching up health and household distributors in my area, Miami, Florida, or wherever. I deal with more health and household, a little bit of beauty too, like deodorants and soaps, just because they have such low return rates, and also like you can sell them in bundles for a good amount of money too. So I think the thing with local distributors is that like you can literally go and pick it up from them like a certain day, just have it scheduled. I usually pick up, I never ship, just so then I don't have to go through the shipping costs and stuff like that. But that's the main way. Like it's really not too technical. Like when I started learning about wholesale and how to find distributors, I thought it was going to be a really technical process. But then when they say like just search up this, I'm just like, wait, that's it? Like of course there's other methods, but like that's like a main way that I notice a lot of people use. So that's what I've been doing.
Yeah. Are you picking up the phone at all, or are you just landing some online distributors?
Yeah, no,
okay, cool.
I've been picking up the phone and also emailing. I have a whole sheet of over 100 distributors, and I contact them every day. As of recently, since we did start locking in with like a few of our local distributors, we haven't really been too focused on the Google Sheet right now. The ones that are on Google Sheet, there are some local, but then there's also a lot of ones that are not local too. So we're focusing on our local ones as of now, but I definitely feel the need that we should start looking into more ones that aren't local, just because I feel like there's a lot of different products out there. So yeah, I have a whole sheet. I caught
and you probably made quite a few calls until any of them went anywhere. And a lot of people be throwing in the towel, that kind of thing. Yeah,
yes, exactly. I started actually researching wholesale beginning of this year, but I started actually finding profitable distributors and products like just a few months ago. So
yeah, awesome. Good things take time. Yeah. One, selling SellerAmp, what number of sales is good? Primarily focus on the sales rank, but anything above 100 is going to tend to be good. But focus on where the sales rank's primarily going, because sometimes you'll see a listing that actually does sell really well that might say 20 sales a month, and that's because the sales rank was going and then randomly for 12 hours it went boom. Right. But the estimated sales is based on the historical rank, which is going to take that little piece into account. So primarily look at where the sales rank has pretty much gone, as long as it's consistently there. If it occasionally randomly shoots up, say that, okay, that was a glitch or something like that. And that's going to impact the estimated sales negatively. Right. So Keeper Chart's going to be the primary thing right now. Is it too late to get started for Q4? Absolutely not, Barbara. We're here to help. Jazz has a bunch of good content. Warner's got a bunch of good content. I have a 6-hour free course on my channel. We got our Facebook group you can join in the description. That's free and all that. Yeah. Oh my gosh. You haven't even tried SellerAmp yet? Yeah, try it out, man. 2 weeks for free. 2 weeks for free there. Also, want to let you guys know as well. SellerAmp just released a new free extension for you guys too. So if you want to see me do a live demo, give us a W in the chat, and we'll do a live demo of our new extension. You guys should take a look at here. It's also linked in the description too, but if you want a live demo, drop a W in the chat here.
Somebody's asking about daily routines and stuff. That's a good call. Good. Yeah. So you're asking like how many hours you can have to source, that kind of stuff. So like obviously however much time you can spend, the more your business is going to grow, the faster it's going to grow. But start every day by figuring out what's on sale first. That was a big misconception that kind of helped me out early. So you know, like what brands are on sale, what categories are on sale on a lot of websites, and then when you do that for 10 or 15 minutes and you do your hour to 5 hours of sourcing, however much you want to do, when you're looking through stores, it's going to make a lot more sense. Like, you know, I didn't see any shoes on sale today. Probably going to skip that. I saw a bunch of vitamins though. So let me kind of prioritize that when I'm looking at products.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Sounds good. So introducing family SellerAmp QVS right here. So this is SellerAmp Quick View Simplified. It's our brand new extension. It's free with your SellerAmp subscription. So you want to make sure you go ahead and download that. You might as well. Right here. And how SellerAmp QVS works is it makes searching for products on the Amazon search page way easier. So say, for example, you know that the Goodfellow brand comes from Target and that there's good selling products, right? So if we just search Goodfellow & Co. on Amazon here, back in the day, you had to open up every listing to see if it would be good, to see if it has a good sales rank. For example, now instead on the Amazon search page, you can see a ton of helpful data right here for free on top of what you're already doing with SellerAmp here, basically. And you can see all the data on products here. So you can qualify winners better, or more so, pass on losers quicker, basically, right? So back in the day, you had to open up every listing to see if it was good. And now you can see the rank. You can see the amount of sellers here. You can see if something's FBM friendly. This, for example, is super FBM friendly here. Way easier. So make sure you guys go ahead and get SellerAmp QVS right here. Appreciate you, Angel Wing. Appreciate you. It's a vibe there.
Sweet. Let's see. Probably go a couple more minutes here.
Yep.
Lots of good questions though. So if we didn't get to your question or anything like that, you can always shoot any of us a DM. We're always happy to chat with you guys, and then we're doing this every week as well. So at least Miles and I will be on. Maybe have some different guests. We'd love to have Jazz again in the future. All that good stuff. Yeah. Lots of great people in the space will be hanging out here every Tuesday at 4 Eastern.
Yep. What is the extension again? I have SellerAmp. Yeah. So you want to have SellerAmp, which is our main product, and then SellerAmp QVS is free, included with your SellerAmp subscription. And you can get that either at the link in the description or by going to selleramp.com/QVS. Yeah. So you probably don't have it actually activated there, Tracy. Yeah. Every Tuesday. Yep. On the SellerAmp YouTube channel, on Fields of Profits YouTube channel, and on Uncle Flips for Miles' channel, but it's just Flips for Miles right there.
You should fully change the channel name to Uncle Flips for Miles. Got it. If something's not selling, how long should you leave it listed before removing it? You just lower the price if it's not selling, Tammy. The nice part about like what we do is we know exactly how fast everything sells. So you might not always make the profit you're after, but as long as you see nice estimated sales, consistent, that kind of stuff, you're pretty much always going to make the sale, even if it's not as profitable as you hoped.
Yep. Yeah, you definitely want to make sure you tap in with the QVS. Okay, shipping templates for FBM. Really, really important for Q4. So for economy and standard, you want to charge $0. And for next day, 2-day, and expedited in your shipping templates, you want to go ahead and charge like $30 plus $1 per pound. And then in December, change it to like 40 when people are buying last minute stuff desperately. And then just when you list products with Boxem, right, you can just choose the template nice and easy right there. So you can call it like Uncle Flip's Wealth Printing FBM Chat Scaling Template. And then that's what you'll select in Boxem when you list it right there. Yeah.
And send us a screenshot if you actually name your template that.
I got merch for whoever does that for sure. Yeah, genius. Yeah. So SellerAmp and Boxem. Absolutely. That's beautiful for OA. Hey, you feel me, man? We gotta get these Q4 profits out here in the streets, man.
Absolutely. First shipment, how many products do you recommend? Just anything you got. Any, like in the early days, buy 5 or 10 units of everything you're testing out. Send it in, every week, every few days, depending on how much you got laying around, and yeah, just get the sales going ASAP. Don't let a lot of people call it the death pile of like random inventory. Don't let that pile kind of grow on you.
Yes.
Okay, good question here. Awesome question from Nate. If you're ever changing your credit card on file, your address, anything like that, you want to give Amazon a call prior. Just hit up seller support and then just let them know, hey, I'm changing my name on the system. They won't necessarily deactivate you permanently, definitely not, but they will shut your account down for a couple hours a lot of the time. Not always, but if you don't do that, right there. So you just want to give them a heads up and let them know like, hey, this is not fraud. This is me actually doing it right here. I made first 1K a day. Let's go. Awesome. Shout out to you, Dana. That's fire.
Yeah. How much are you sourcing these days? Somebody was asking.
Me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So usually me sourcing, RA, whenever I'm doing RA sourcing, I usually take like a few hours out of my day. I don't go out RA sourcing every day, but that I've been recently incorporating a little bit of OA as well. So I've been doing a little OA, and then my boyfriend, he starts sourcing the wholesale catalogs. I don't know, with me, I'm not really the wholesale catalog type of girl. I like OA.
Don't want a treasure hunt. Yeah, exactly.
Respect. Yeah.
Whatever you like doing. Yeah. That's awesome.
I definitely want to get some VA so then they can start doing that for us, and also OA as well. So yeah.
Cool. Can we ungate grocery at Target? Hell yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. All big websites going to work for those guys too and everything. Jessica, if you can't download QVS, hit up SellerAmp support. Right there. Listings with no sales rank can totally be good if the Keep It chart shows movement. So like there's high rank stuff that's totally good. There's no BSR stuff that's totally good. The Keep It chart just has to show a lot of movement. Right there. Cool. So we're going to wrap up for today, guys. So every Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern, we'll be live for SellerAmp Seller Hour, and the replays are going to stay live on the SellerAmp YouTube channel as well, right? Some of the best stuff you can do for your business that costs no money is getting further in the community, getting around other Amazon sellers, right? So at the link in the description, there's our Facebook group and our free Discord group. Additionally, just immerse yourself in the game. Check out all Jazz's platforms. It's at Jazz Hustle on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Field to Profit, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Flips for Miles, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We're here to help. We got a ton of free content to help you guys do this stuff. The SellerAmp pages are really good. And don't only follow us. Go to our accounts and hit the recommended and follow other accounts that are talking about selling on Amazon too. That's going to bring you a bunch of passive free game. And it's going to make a lot of fun too.
Yep.
As well.
Yeah. Somebody's asking for real-time sourcing. I assume if they go to your channel, Jazz, they're gonna be able to go see you find some stuff, right? Yeah. Yes. So if you guys hadn't seen Jazz's content, make sure you guys go check her out. Makes great videos over there. Appreciate all you guys hanging out here today. Jazz, do you have any last words of advice for the people while we're hanging out here?
Honestly, guys, just keep at it. Q4 is the biggest time of the year. If you feeling discouraged right now, get that out of your head because it's time to make money. Time to make money. 2 months
Zero lies told. Zero lies told. And where can everyone follow you too, Jazz, as well? What's your ad on all platforms?
Jazz Hustles on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. I actually don't have a Twitter, so just JASHUSTLES. No underscores, no period, no nothing like that. Yep. Don't get scammed.
Yep. Yeah, she's not going to ask for Bitcoin. She's not going to ask.
No.
Yeah, no
Bitcoin, no trading, no Telegram. I don't have any of that.
Gotcha. Cool. Yep. Check out Fields of Profit as well. Check out all of my stuff too at Flips for Miles, and make sure if you haven't already, get the new SellerAmp extension. It's selleramp.com/QVS. It's included with your main subscription. Appreciate you, Lena. Appreciate you, Deborah. Appreciate you, Charles. Right? We'll see you guys next Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern here on the SellerAmp YouTube channel. We're going to remind you guys via email right there. And appreciate all y'all tapping in. We'll see you guys next week. Indeed. Yeah. To the moon, Edwin. To the moon.
You got sidetracked right at the end.
See y'all later. Have a great one.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Bye.